If you hit the right button.
I didn't hit the right button, but what's going on, good people? Once again, Week 16 preview. Well, not once again. It's actually the first one of the season. So there you go. But once again, we're back with the Baltimore Coach Show. I will tell you that we are once again back with that, nonetheless. But should be a good week. DJ's here, Casey's here, Adam's here, Justin's in Narnia somewhere. So shout out to him. We'll be reading his picks virtually. He's literally social distancing tonight. He didn't even want to even show up. But before we get started, as always, you can watch us on Facebook. You probably are watching us on Facebook at this moment. If you're not, you're probably watching us on YouTube at this moment. And if you can't see us at all, you're probably listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Anchor. So I mean, you got a variety of different ways you can watch slash listen, whatever that word was. You can watch and
Listen?
listen.
I
Sure,
know.
listen.
I'm gonna
Y'all
say.
listen
I was
up.
gonna say. I think y'all should listen up.
This, you can listen. But nonetheless,
You listen here.
but nonetheless, if you're on one, you can go to the other, watch, listen, whatever you like. Take us on the road with you. I always say that. I don't know if anybody ever takes us on the road with them, but or I mean, sometimes we take y'all on the road with us. Sometimes in different places, in different areas and stuff. But nonetheless, um, everybody's here now. You can
We've
see
done that
all of
like
us.
one time.
Did we? When was that one time? Because I just made that up. I really did.
In,
I did my picks. I did
in,
my picks
in
driving
New York.
home last week.
That's true. That's true. We was on the road then. Um, I went to the beach one time and did a video, and we took them on the road with us. That counts. I think it's
Wait,
not
didn't we?
technically on the
I
road.
think we also didn't. We did not also did an episode when we came to visit you. Yeah, that was yeah.
That's true. Did we not do one in New York? We didn't, did we? I don't think we did. I don't think we. Oddly
I think
enough,
we did.
or did we? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Maybe it was
I don't know.
one of those episodes that was never posted, but which is plenty of them.
Probably.
Which is plenty of them. Like the stuff in
Yeah,
This
Denver.
is
I think it
this
was
is
at
the
strip club.
this is the verbal situation, just like that Spider-Man meme where it's Spider-Man looking at each other.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
I think we did
You
one at
know
the
that
strip
time.
club.
The strip with Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah. We couldn't post it because it went against the community guidelines.
um, Real quick, before we get into the Week 16 preview, a very stressful week for me. It will be, because I will be cheering for everyone and their mama. And sometimes other uncles and stuff are gonna come in there. I will be cheering for everybody this week. Not everybody, but like certain teams, I will be cheering for. Like the Jet. Okay, never mind. I might not cheer for the Jets though.
Mom,
Might not cheer for the Jets,
TJ
but
says he is rooting for you this week.
sin.
Calling him later. Okay.
I mean, but for real though, Jets fans, y'all messed up. Y'all messed up. You had the number one draft pick. Y'all
Trust me, none of the fans are happy about it.
messed up.
As I told you guys this week, I'm surprised
Oh,
Adam Gase was not just fired.
but
But we won. But we won.
it's weird though, because a lot of while we're kind of on that topic, um, I've heard certain people that are kind of in the camp of we like Sam Darnold and he's not really the issue. Uh, so I mean, I almost wonder, and I don't see them trading away the second pick for not necessarily draft capital, but talent. But at the same time, like I can see them getting some good stuff out of Sam Darnold if they wanted to in a trade. Because I've seen some pretty good stuff out of Sam Darnold. I think he's put in a pretty bad situation to start your career in. But at the same time, there is some interest out there. I think I heard the Bears were interested in him. That was one of the teams that I heard that could be interested in Sam Darnold's talents. So that'll be
Get him
interesting.
cheap.
But I mean, I mean, it would be an interesting. It'd be interesting to see what happens with him. Like I think he'll probably. It was funny we were talking about this before we started, but he'll probably get more chances than Josh Rosen has. Poor guy. That poor man. He just got like the man got drafted high, and then they were like, "Well, we really don't like you, but we just drafted you high." I mean, but at least he got the paycheck for being drafted high. I guess you can take that to the bank. But Anyway,
Hmm.
anyway, to week 16 we go, where I will be cheering feverishly for certain teams. Not the Colts, not the Browns, but the Steelers, ironically enough. But anyway, that'll hurt a little bit. But I'm gonna do it. I'm
Well,
gonna do it. What'd you say, Casey?
before we do go into the picks, I was just gonna say before we do go into the picks, because I know we talked about a few games from the previous week. Uh, Two games that I definitely want to talk about was obviously the Dolphins knocking out the Patriots for the first time since 2008, which makes me so happy because the Patriots fans now are gonna remember what it's like to suck again. And and again, this is huge. The Bills have won the what is it? NFC? Are they in the East?
AFC East, yes. First time
AFC
since
East, yeah, since
1995.
'95. So that's pretty big for them. I don't think they're gonna make it far, because yeah, it's COVID, but you never know. We just need the Chiefs gone. That's all we need. I think we can collectively agree. That's that's what we want.
I mean, but Casey, we get
Get
an
on the
extra
Chiefs.
week of them, unfortunately. At least with the bye, so that's unfortunate. Real quick, I do have a question for
Aw.
the everybody here, and the everybody watching as well. Who in the heck's gonna win the NFC East? It changes so much from week to week. It's ridiculous. Like it was Dallas for a while, and then Dallas got hurt. Well, Dak got hurt, and that means Dallas got hurt. And then it was Philly looked like they were like, you know what? Philly, I tell you, Philly is the most talented team here. They got the best quarterback in the. And then Carson Wentz happened. And then it became the Giants and the Washington football team. And then Dwayne Haskins went to the club. That happened. And then Alex Smith got hurt. So that there goes Washington unfortunately hurting a
Unfortunately,
little bit.
unfortunately.
And then the Giants, they got a little hurt up. The defense got a little hurt up. They're inconsistent. Who knows what they're going to do from week to week? And now the Eagles are back in the friggin' sweepstakes because Jalen Hurts is balling out here. Okay, so I'm confused. I don't know who's gonna win this division. I could literally flip a die, like a friggin' couple of dice up in the friggin' air, and be like, "Well, that worked. Okay, put the numbers together. It makes a team, right?" That's about where I'm at this point. I have no chips on the table. I have no chips to slide for the NFC East. Have no idea what's going on. Kind of a little confused, but I think it's gonna be the Eagles now. As much as I want it to be Washington or the Giants, I think the Eagles gonna sneak it out because I feel like Washington is just bad enough to lose another game and let the Eagles come back on them. The Giants are just inconsistent enough to do the same thing. The only reason the Eagles have lost they didn't lose the game before, but they lost last week was because they ran into a slightly better team. That's the only reason. That's the only reason they lost that game.
Came down to the last play.
So I mean, I think my pick has went from the Cowboys at the beginning of the season. No, was it the Cowboys or did I pick the Eagles? I can't remember, but it was one of those two. To the Giants. To now, I'm kind of leaning back towards the Eagles again. Here we go. What the heck's going on with the NFC East? Besides, I mean, it is what we thought it was, which is absolute pandemonium.
Yeah, but that's the underlying issue is that no one wants to take grasp of the league of the division because it's really been a handoff each week. Like one week it's Washington, then it's been the Eagles, and the Cowboys are now kind of starting to get into the picture because yes, they still technically are alive. I still don't see how they can make such a push these last couple of weeks to get in. I still say that it's going to be Philly because the X factor is that damn tie, and Jalen is playing out of his
Well,
mind because
well,
love hurts.
look at it,
Love
Adam.
hurts.
It's either that's true. Like look at it. It's crazy because like the tie either is gonna keep them out or get them in. Like that's the funny part. It's
No, yeah, they're gonna lose it by a half game or they're gonna win it by a half
because
game.
that's what's happening right
And
now.
really, yeah, and really what it boils down to, if 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 Daniel Jones was healthy, I would make them the front runner. Right now, I want to say Washington, but with the quarterback situation, Kyle Allen's out for the year. Alex Smith is not healthy, and kind of they're kind of keeping him, trying to save him possibly for next week. But that's why I desperately want Alex Smith to play this week. But apparently they have to pick the cosplay Godfather to quarterback this week. But because they have the best defense of the division, Washington. Giants is still good, but having Bradbury out hurts them a lot. But because their interior line is very good, it literally it is. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons roll of the dice. Okay, Philly this week, and then next week, depending on how this weekend goes. All right, the Cowboys, the Red Rifles, actually going to try to steal this division. Oh my goodness! And actually might have quite possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of, get through one playoff game. Because I think if whoever it would be would have to go to Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. And he has played. He hadn't played that bad down there. Had a great game this past Sunday against the Niners. So yeah, right now I would say Philly, but again that could change in the drop of a hat after this weekend.
I have Casey. Do you want to chime in on that real quick? I got 3 points about last week, and then if no one else has anything to say about last week, we can move forward.
I'm still going with Washington. I'm still going with the football team. I got faith. I got faith, and also could literally go anywhere. The Cowboys could somehow come back, and I wouldn't be another rant. Like again, we could form a team and win one game, and I feel like we would make it.
Yeah,
I
we are the bastard team of the NFC East, because all we need is Justin and maybe a few other people, and then boom, there's our squad right there. We'll be the NFC Space Jam.
um, so first off, I didn't realize that the Jets won last week. I don't know why. I think I was thinking back to the Raiders game when they should have won the game, and bruh. I think that's what I was thinking about.
Sir, sir.
Speaking of the Raiders, Marcus Mariota played really well. I was impressed by him. I don't think he's going to get the start this week, unfortunately, but he played well. Shout out to him. That was not a part of my point. That was an extra point. So, EP. Uh, Texans, Houston. Let's talk, bro. How in the world do you fumble in the red zone twice to lose to the Colts? Both times. You have a chance to score, and you fumble and lose. Like it's not like they fumbled. It's like okay, they got 3 timeouts. You know, play defense, get them back. You know, it was a mistake. Well, no, you literally fumbled the game away. Like I'm watching this game with anticipation, I might add, because I'm like, okay, here we go. Here go the Ravens playoff spot right here, baby. Let's go, Texans. Reach. What? What just happened? Yeah, I was sick.
Deshaun Percy Watson.
I was sick. I can't. Uh, and then my last one. And you already know what I'm about to say. Steelers. Steelers. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I need y'all to win this week or next week. But Steelers, how the heck you like Adam has been saying in the chat? How the heck you get punked by a 2-win team? Y'all didn't even look like y'all belonged. Y'all didn't look like y'all belonged. Steelers fans have been so tight lately. They have been but we got 11 win. But we only got 2 loss. But we still first in the. Okay, but we still first in the. Oh wait, y'all third now. But we only got 2 losses. Oh wait, y'all got 3 losses, and y'all lost to the 2-win Bengals, and y'all opened the door up for Adam's team, the Cleveland Browns, to sneak in and get this division if y'all don't tighten up. Now, what I hope happens, this is just me. This is just me. I hope the Dolphins lose so I can have some comfortability. So I can be
It's a
comfortable. I'm
word.
just gonna stop making up words and just go back to words I know.
Comfortability.
Listen,
So
listen, okay?
listen, look, so I can be comfortable watching the
Listen
Steelers
up.
lose to the Colts this weekend. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be like, yep, look at the Steelers collapsing. The entire weekend. So Dolphins, I need you to lose. So that way I can watch the Colts beat the Steelers like the bums they are. That's what I need. But anyway,
Von Bell Appreciation Night.
that
Thank
was
you, Von Bell.
that was beautiful. That like I've never been so surprised in my life. I mean, I don't even think the Jets didn't surprise me as much as that surprised me. Like, I mean, we knew they were bums. Like, we've been saying this for weeks that they were bums. But man, they didn't have to prove it to us. I appreciate them doing that though. I appreciate them doing that though. But anyway,
Before
So
Q Steelers fans saying, "Oh, we got 6 Super Bowls. We the best in the whole." Hey, my boy Tom got 6 in 20 years. It took y'all 50. Shut up. Anyway, go ahead, Casey. I'm done.
I would. I was just gonna say this whole last week, like, and I've been talking to Adam about it here and there since the games. There were some embarrassing plays this weekend. Like,
with a capital E.
oh, I only got to watch, like, really sit down and watch 3 of the games. One of them was the Bills game. Oh my God, there were so many turnovers and interceptions and just dumb plays. I was like, mm,
And most of them happened in
it,
the Steelers game.
that is that is also
Well,
true.
well, we'll
But
talk.
it's like
We'll talk about.
it's
Well,
it's like you're in like week 15. Come on now, like play like you want something.
We will definitely talk about if Juju Smith-Schuster is the number 1 receiver or not in the Steelers pick later. Nonetheless, sorry, that's been just brought up by every bit of national media this week, and I've been saying it for a while that I wasn't a true fan of Juju for a good bit. I thought he only did some good things because of AB, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on that. I promise. Sorry, Giants fans. Don't want to trigger you with this picture here. I even made it big. I covered us up just for this picture. I could have used the current picture, Giants fans. Eddie, if you're watching, I could have used a current picture, Giants fans. But you know what? You know what? A little nostalgia for both of us. Little nostalgia. Little nostalgia. No, I'm not using the Super Bowl picture from when the Ravens won the Super Bowl back in early 2000s. I ain't using that. Nah. Nah. That ain't what that is. That ain't what that is. Nah. But anyway. Giants versus Ravens. I'm excited. I'm excited about this one too. The Ravens are looking pretty good as of late. Thank you Browns. Thank you Jags. Appreciate that. But the Ravens are looking good as of late. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna make it small. I don't want to trigger the Giants fans too much. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with my Ravens this week. I gotta cheer for some other people after hopefully we take care of business. As Adam would say, after we be professional, be the most professional. I gotta cheer for some other teams, but we're gonna take care of business first, and then we'll hope for the rest later. But nonetheless, I'm excited about this game. It's gonna be interesting to see another good defense. That's gonna be nice to see. Um, see what the Giants have, but I really hope we blow them out. I like close games, just not when it's the Ravens playing. I like blowouts. Blowouts are a lot more comfortable. So I think it's going to be good though. I mean, they've been. It seems like it's funny because Greg Roman said that the offense is going to forge a new identity. I don't think they forged a new identity per se. I think they kind of got back to their original identity and realized that uh, if you get people to bite on Lamar being such a dual threat, that those passes are open. Of course, Adam knows it from the Hollywood Brown touchdown late in that game, and everybody can see it once they start to do it. They even attacked a little bit downfield with Hollywood last week. Miles Boykin looked pretty good. I think he only had one catch, but he's going like
It was a touchdown.
it was a touchdown. So it's like the efficiency is there for me now. That was a early interception, but Lamar got that out of him, and hopefully there's no more this year. But nonetheless, I like what I'm seeing. The question has always been, Dez got a touchdown for the first time in over 1,000 days, so that was nice to see. I threw up the X for him. That was cool. I think he's gonna be, uh, you know, if we make it to the playoffs, he'll be a big part of that. I think. But nonetheless, I'm excited. I want to see what they're gonna do this week. I hope the momentum it has to continue. They're kind of like they've been saying it all week. They're in playoff mode, so which is good because of course the playoff struggles have been the biggest thing. But they're not getting nervous. They're not getting fidgety. They're pretty calm about fighting for their lives. It feels like, so that's nice. But I think it's gonna be good. JK's looking good, of course. I wonder if Mark's gonna play. He was a healthy scratch last week. Is he gonna play? We'll see. Um, but I'm hoping. Maybe they're just trying to get him healthy for the playoffs too. Kind of have him there as a third running back, a goal line running back, or something in the playoffs to help out too. Because of course, he is getting older. He has had some injury issues even just throughout the season. So that always helps. Maybe get his legs back under him. But I think it's going to be, as we've said many times on the show, a convincing win for the Ravens. Danny Dimes is supposed to come back this week, so it'll be interesting to see him because, of course, everybody knows I'm a big Danny Dimes fan, so that'll be fun. But I hope he doesn't torch us because I'm a big right because I'm a big Baker fan too, and he tends to torch us every time we play. So everybody I'm a fan of tends to torch us, so that's unfortunate. But nonetheless, I'm definitely excited. I'm going blowout, convincing win. Prove it to me. Get Dez another touchdown against the Giants. That'd be nice too. But nonetheless, I think it'll be good. I'm hoping that I can not be on pins and needles about this game because the Dolphins lost on Christmas. Thank you. It is Christmas, right? No, Saturday, day after Christmas. That would be nice. But nonetheless, that's it. That's it for me. Ravens win convincingly, hopefully. Um, no, that's not it for me. One more point. Back to Miles Boykin because I forgot about this. Back to Miles Boykin real quick. um, the question has been asked like because what happened was everything was kind of lagging at the time, so I was like, I don't think anybody can hear me at this point when I was talking about Miles Boykin. But Miles Boykin is one of those guys that I think if developed properly, works with Dez Bryant, and it seems like he's been better because of Dez Bryant. But works with Dez Bryant, works with a good veteran number one receiver. I think he maybe could turn into a number one receiver because he's got the frame, he's got the build, and I think his hands are not terrible. It's just maturing in the league. I think is going to be his biggest thing. And I've always felt like in a way, it would be nice to see the Ravens create their own number one receiver instead of going to get one in the draft because receivers don't really want to come to the Ravens because they are a run first team. But if you have a solid receiver like Boykin who can block and who can go up and catch the football, then you kind of created that yourself. Reminds me a little bit of I don't know if either of you two remember this, but maybe my Ravens fans will. Kamar Aiken, who I liked a lot, who was very sure-handed, who could go up and get the ball, who was very trustworthy. He kind of reminds me a little bit of him. I was really upset when they didn't resign him, but nonetheless, Ravens win convincingly. Okay, bye. Adam.
Jacksonville, you can go to hell. Um, so Yeah, I I really want to do the spiteful pick and pick the Giants. But you're gonna get your convincing win. This will be your act accordingly game. Granted, the Giants have an excellent defense, and I saw that close and personal last Sunday. You know that interior part is very solid with um, Dexter Lawrence, and I'm trying to think who else is on that front, but they're very stout. I can't remember. I think Bradbury will be back, so that'll at least shore it up on the back end. But like, it's still just the between the overall talent and the multiple looks that the Ravens could give the Giants in the running game. Yeah, I think this will be a sound victory for Faker. I mean Lamar's game and whatnot. So yeah, give me the Ravens. Boo.
All right, Casey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the spiteful pick because I can. I'm gonna go with the Giants getting the dub, and it's don't worry, DJ. Don't worry, it's not gonna be convincing. It's gonna be real close, so it's a nail biter for you. I want you on the edge of your seat, just panicking the whole time. I want you to lose sleep over this. I want you to cry.
I I hope it's the kind. If I'm gonna
Merry
lose sleep
Christmas.
over it, if I'm gonna lose sleep over it, I hope it's the type of sleep that I lost after the Browns and the Ravens game. Sorry, Adam. Justin picked the Ravens. Justin picked the Ravens. Moving into the Colts and the Steelers. Oh goodness, am I really gonna have to? Can the Dolphins just lose so I don't have to cheer for the Steelers? Now, albeit, I'm gonna be honest, it wouldn't hurt if the Dolphins lost, the Steelers lost. No, not the well, yeah. The Dolphins lost, the Colts lost, and the Browns lost. Wouldn't cry. Would not cry at all, to be honest with you. But I'll take one because I mean you can't have your cake and eat it too. Even though
But hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. Wouldn't it be really awesome if the Dolphins lost, or the Colts lost, or the Ravens lost? I'm just saying.
no, not at all. I mean now Dolphins and Colts, I'll take it. Dolphins and Colts, I'll take it. Okay. I mean, on the bright side, Adam, I do have the Browns at the bottom of the list for hoping to lose. So because they are playing the yeah. Anyway, okay. Uh, so speaking of the real frauds of the league, and we ain't talking about the Bears this time. The Steelers got to help me out a little bit here and show up um this week for once. And the coach should feel real confident after the Steelers got their butts kicked by the Bengals, which was wonderful. Thank you, Steelers, for showing up like that. That was great. Um, but the Colts have a really good defense. The Steelers also have a pretty good defense. I think they've lost a step a little bit with losing a lot of their key guys. But Dupree, of course, Devin Bush has been gone for a while. Spillane played well for him as he came in. Uh, of course, there's some other guys that have been missing. I think Joe Hayden was out for a couple of games too. So it's like they've lost some big pieces that were crucial to them. But I think, oh God, this pains me so much to say. I think the Steelers are gonna pull it off with their horrible screen pass offense, glorified West Coast screen pass, throw it to Deontay Johnson and let him run, throw it to Juju and let him stiff arm somebody or get blown up. Throw it to James Washington and let him be a good hands guy, not run the ball offense that I trust with my whole heart to win this game. Steelers, for once in your miserable existence, please Help a brother out, okay? Help a brother out. I got one time to cheer for y'all. Once. If y'all played the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't cheer for y'all. I got one time. One. Maybe twice if the Colts beat your butts this week. One. Okay. Oh, reluctantly. And I'm glad that this is not on record. I mean, it's on record in terms of being recorded, but not on record in terms of it counts for anything. The Steelers are going to win. Adam.
Well then, glowing, just absolutely, glowing aspect right there. So here's the way I see it. I'm conflicted because not just au natural, straight up. I obviously want the Colts to win because I just I despise the Steelers. But it's funny that we're highlighting this now. I mean, yes, we will get to the Dolphins and Raiders game, but like this is for me this is a win-win because if the Colts beat the Steelers and we beat the Jets, then conceivably the game next week against the Steelers could be for the end of the AFC North title, and that game could get flexed to Sunday night, which would be amazing. Um, but if the Steelers beat the Colts and we beat the Jets, then we're in the playoffs. So that the Browns control their own destiny in that regard. But that's why really it's just predicated on Dolphins. I need you to just Tua, throw it to a Raider. That's all I'm saying. Just all night. Just all night. But
We need some of those dots. Direct overthrows to safeties. We need some of them.
yes, with Tua with your weird delivery, I just all night. All night. And Dolphins defense just take a back seat. Just take a back seat. But yeah, no, like so like my objectively, aside from taking the fan aspect out of it, I really do think the Colts are going to win this game because everything that DJ just laid out. I hate to disappoint. Everything that you just laid out is absolutely true. For 11 weeks, granted they squeaked by in a couple of those games. For 11 weeks, pitiful pitiful attack was working. Quick passes, again, screen, end arounds, what have you. And I know you in our chat this week, DJ said they don't have a running game even with Connor, which popped me. But it's not as embarrassing as it is when he's in. But yes, he's not as it's still not a pretty sight. But now teams are honing in on that attack because now they're not scaring anybody, and everybody just creeps closer to the line, and they're daring Ben with that broken wing he has. It says, "Beat us, fucker, beat us." And you're going up against Darius Leonard. You're going up against DeForest Buckner. You're going up against that front. They are going to eat him alive. And based on the bad juju that is happening with the Steelers. I think that continues. Muff snap, him throwing picks. Colts have the perfect formula to attack that offense. Now, yes, they still now this is up to Phillip to just do not turn the ball over.
Oh, Flip
And
gonna turn it
right,
over now. At least one.
yep, this is true. This is true. Unless he just hands it off to Jonathan Taylor or Hines just 80 times this game. Just you cannot. This is at Pittsburgh. You cannot turn the ball over there, and you can't turn the ball over early because that's the snowball effect. Um, so I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close just because again them rotten bastards just do not go away. But I'm going to say the Colts. And then we'll see you motherfuckers next Sunday for the AFC North title. Because I'm full up to here. And I've been sick of you in the recently.
um, we will visit this is Juju a number one receiver thing after Casey gives his pick about the Colts and the Steelers. Casey,
I mean, it's going to be a Colts blowout. I mean, have you seen the Steelers recently? I mean, we're gonna make Chase Claypool cry more and just completely delete his TikTok account.
I
This
will
is the
say this.
plan.
No, I will say this, and it pains me to say it, I will say this. Claypool, whoever was guarding him in that Cincy game, that should have been called pass interference. I'm glad it wasn't. Seeing that play a gazillion times, I would have run the flag on that.
didn't
But
they
again, it
weren't
didn't
they
happen.
given one earlier though? The one in the red zone.
That's the thing. That could have been the makeup. The PI that was called on Cincy when it was at the goal line, and they did complete the pass, whatever. Though that was a tacky ass call, and Snell scored on the very next play. That game should have been 24-10. It was 20. The final score was 24-17, and it wasn't even that close. Anyway, sorry.
And I got to cheer for these fools. Casey, continue.
These Claypools.
Yeah, you gonna make Claypool cry?
I think that says it all. Um, real
We
quick,
we gonna say welcome to the NFL, young man. Welcome to the
Eh?
NFL.
um, real quick. For me, in my opinion, is Juju a number one receiver? No, unless he plays for the Ravens. If he plays for the Ravens, I will call just because of his style. I think his style would fit well in. As much as I don't dislike Juju, I dislike the Steelers. But his style could mesh well in the Ravens offense because he's physical.
Don't you
But
put that on me, Ricky Bobby. I do not want to see this bastard in the AFC North anymore.
they won't. The Steelers won't get rid of him. But anyway, um, unless there's a coaching change, which
You
isn't going
know
to happen.
what? You know what? You know what? Since we're on that topic, I want to challenge you. I'm throwing down a challenge. It's not really a challenge. It's really more opinion piece thing. Uh, Best receiver of all time. Go, DJ, go. I'm
It's
just
not
curious to
Marvin
see what he
Harrison.
says.
It's
Wow.
not Marvin
It
Harrison.
is.
Yeah,
It is. No.
it's definitely not. It's not Marvin, bro.
I love Marvin, but it's
It's,
Jerry Rice.
it's really not. It's not.
I would say Randall Keith. What's his middle name? Randy Moss is my best receiver ever. I love Randy. Um, I love Randy. I'm missing one though. I'm definitely missing one because
Okay.
I like Jerry too. Um, not Chad. I can't think of who because I have this discussion
Fuck
a
no, it ain't
lot.
Chad.
I have this discussion a lot, but I can't for the life of me put my finger on it. But no, it's not Marvin. Definitely. No.
Dwayne Bowe.
You
I
could. You don't have to keep bringing it up. Damn.
I
It's
would
not
put
Marvin. By the way, did you know it's not Marvin?
I would put To before I would put Marvin. I would put To before I put
Okay,
Marvin.
I get it. Damn, son.
Marvin's good though.
Actually, you know who I would
No,
put over Marvin?
Juju.
Okay, I'm done.
um,
I legit asked a serious question, and y'all just assault my boy.
it's Randy. It's
Yo,
Randy Moss, Casey. Randy Moss for me. Jerry Rice for Adam. I'm assuming it's Marvin for
okay,
you.
okay.
But um,
No, I would probably go with Jerry Rice actually.
okay, okay.
Just
Um,
like if we're going full body, like full like career, yeah.
okay, okay. I like it.
But like if you talking like best receiver for the greatest quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning, I'm going with
It's not Austin Collie. But
Marvin
anyway,
Harrison. I'm just saying. I love me some Austin Collie, but he kept getting
when
hurt.
he's not concussed.
um, for the Juju point,
He was really good for those like 3 weeks. He was good.
um, speaking of Juju, like I said, no. I think he needs a second in command, but I think the Ravens offense is so unique it could force him to be a number one receiver. That's why I feel like Boykin could be a number one receiver. I'm not gonna say that Boykin is a number one receiver for other teams, but for the Ravens,
He's
he
no
could be.
Marvin Harrison.
Wow, that Casey, you should be offended.
Bruh, I'm leaving.
You should be offended. um,
I couldn't help it.
because somebody said it. Who was it? Marcellus Wiley, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, or Shannon Sharp. One of those two. Um, they said Juju has not had a 100 receiving yard game since AB left.
I think it was Shannon.
So with that being said, that tells you a lot. Um, does that mean he's getting a lot of the attention from the better corners? Yes, probably. But I even think Claypool's had a better, you know, look than he has. Even his hands have looked better to me. I think Claypool. I'm not gonna say he catches everything, but he catches a lot. He doesn't drop a lot. I don't feel like. But nonetheless, enough of that. Enough of that. Adam, how you feel about your Browns handling business against the Jets this week?
I I'm I don't see it any other way than how it was last week. Last week was an absolute professional and very surgical showing where you acted accordingly. You were the better team. You gave them no hope. And yes, for us the fans, we are going to do the scoreboard watching, whether it be Saturday or any of the other uh, scenarios where the Browns can get into the playoffs. The first and foremost, you just need to take care of business against the Jets. They got their they got their win last week. Still, still surprises me, just because to me it was set up for them to get Trevor Lawrence, and that's not going to happen. That belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Although they could still get it, They need a little help from the Bears and beating Jacksonville. But this is again this same ordeal. You're the better team. Handle your handle your business. Be the Browns. Be who you've been all year. Run the ball. Play stout defense, and just don't give them a prayer. Because really, at this point, too, plus Quinn Williams is out, which is major. The Jets are actually halfway decent against the run, and now that Williams is out, that helps out. That helps us out a lot because then we can do what we've been doing, which is Chubb gets most of the workload. You sprinkle in Kareem, but then come that fourth quarter, boom, you'll suffocate them out with Kareem. Um, Also, because I don't know if anybody watched what all of the game that you saw last week, Miles is still feeling the effects of COVID. He was sucking wind a lot that game. So this is another one. You get to any type of substantial lead, get Miles out of there. There's no sense of running him to the ground. You got enough. You got enough up front to handle the Jets. Now, as I've said to most of the teams that you're supposed to beat, that's happened all year. Is that this isn't this isn't going to be this isn't going to be a gimme. The Jets, despite their record, have played hard, but this is one where you just need to beat the will out of them early, and then just, I don't want to say coast, but just ride this out with that same intensity throughout the game. But this this game's going to mean a lot. It is going to mean a lot. Fucking 18 years in the making of not making the playoffs, and uh, if any of the scenarios happen, like if the Dolphins if the Dolphins win or lose on Saturday, and then that frees up the scenarios for the Browns to win on Sunday. That happens, I'm definitely going to be emotional because my dad's not around to see it. But yes, in this instance, get to 11 wins. Hopefully them Colts can pull out that game. But anyway, but yes, first and foremost, handle your business, beat the Jets, get the 11 wins.
Um, and real quick, Justin said Colts. Justin said Browns. Um, I think this is not. I mean, it's an interesting game because the Jets just won their first game last week. That's the only reason that it brings even a slight sliver of intrigue. Because the Jets can play decently enough to win games, they just haven't at times. Sometimes they get blown out. The absolute doors blown off of them, and sometimes they play well enough to just lose the game, like the Raiders game, and then of course last week when they won against a solid Rams team. Uh, I think we're leading the division at the time, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So that's interesting. But I mean, this will be this should be a handle your business, like you said, Adam, type of a game for the Browns. Um, I'm not expecting anything. So this is win and you're in, right? Regardless, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they have to win. They have to win. But the the win getting the win is the most important because then those other scenarios you have multiple options where if the Dolphins beat the Raiders, okay, then whether Pittsburgh whether Pittsburgh beats the Colts, if Pittsburgh beats the Colts, we're in. Or if they also threw in that if they lose or tie, which is silly, but I guess it's not completely out of the norm. They there's also been it's been confirmed, but then it's been taken back. But apparently, there's also a scenario that we would need the Titans to win because that would put that would put them over the Colts, and that ordeal. So somehow that's a scenario, but really the two main games I would say is the Raiders and Dolphins and the Colts and the Steelers. But yeah, but they do have to win.
Okay. I mean, of course, I'm going with the Browns here. I mean, I would love to see the Jets sneak it out. I don't see it happening, but I mean, it would be nice, for my perspective at least. Um, but nonetheless, I mean, I would love to see the Browns get in the playoffs. But at the same time, not at the expense of the Ravens, of course. So that kind of goes with that. Um, but I mean, this could be a very interesting game. It could be a surprising game. I don't expect it to be, but it could be. And I'm really surprised. Going back to the Baker topic that we've talked about over the past couple of weeks, I'm surprised that analysts have been so hard on Baker. I think they just because, but I'm surprised because when he first came on the scene as a rookie, and gave the Browns all that life as a rookie, everybody was like, "Oh, could this be the guy to turn it around and turn it around?" And like, I felt like he always could be that guy. Of course, I've always been a Baker fan, but then they like went away from it because they had to go back to their old points of he's undersized. Oh, he's not worth the first round pick. He's too much of a hothead. He's not a leader. Blah 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 blah. So I mean, I felt like I'm surprised that nobody stuck with their point, and I get it because as analysts, I think they have to try to be right, even when they're wrong. Like when they're wrong. So um,
They have to justify their original their take. It's like okay, eliminate the X's and O's to it. Though, give us your hot take on said person. In this case, Baker, because they reap the benefits regardless. Because deep down in terms of be like, yeah, he's got some credit in this or that, whatever, but they have to have the non-polarizing or they have to have the polarizing take. You're either you're either for Baker or you're not. You brought Marcellus Wiley. He has really dogged on him and the Cowherds of the world and Shannon Sharp and all that. The one thing they keep going to is completion percentage. They bring that up, but they don't identify that Baker played 3 straight games in fucking tsunami weather. those games dictated that you were not going to throw the ball. And even then, the Houston game, Baker in 40-mile-an-hour wind, Baker completed a 3rd and 18 to Rashard Higgins and threw it on a dime. That was huge. That kept the drive going. That led to a score. He has played in a top 3, top 4 elite category. Yes, we're putting it in the bracket of the last 3 or 4 weeks, but that doesn't change the fact that his QBR and his completion percentage is as good as Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. Like that's not just that's not hyperbole. That's fact. Since the Cincy game, his touchdown ratio is like 15-2. That's insane. And everybody still goes to, oh, is he better under Odell? Obviously, black and white on the surface, that seems to be the case. But you mean to tell me that they couldn't use Odell in the Raiders game? They fucking definitely could have used him in the Ravens game. So either way, really, he has done everything right. He's not identified with what the outside is saying. He has just handled his business. Nick Wright, I forget where he's on the same show where Brandon Marshall is. Another one who just jacks on the fact it's like, oh, Baker played well against the Giants, and it's like, no, you can't have that situation because it was just the Bengals when Baker completed 21 straight passes and threw 5 touchdowns. That team just smacked the Steelers in the mouth. The Giants just came off of winning 4 out of their last 5 or 5 of their last 6, whatever it was, against a really good defense. That was a quality performance. So we know that, DJ, and again, we're saying the same thing here. We know the game to these analysts. It's a television show. You can't have everybody always just agreeing with each other. But the whispers coming from the outside of just saying that they will cherry pick the tiniest thing when it comes to Baker's game.
And
Dude has thrown. He's the first Browns quarterback ever. If you look amongst the royalty that the Browns quarterback classes over the years have had, first guy since Otto Graham to throw 4 touchdowns and a half. First Browns quarterback ever to throw 20 plus more touchdowns for 3 straight seasons. Surpassed Bernie Kosar in passing yards for his first 3 years. Touchdowns his first 3 years. He has reignited that fire of how he was back in 2018. If you see especially how he throws the ball, he is the 2018 Baker where it's just step and gun it, and he's not thinking about it. Yes, it helps having a great offensive line. Yes, it helps that your receivers are now starting to pick up that if you're not just relying on Jarvis. He's hitting Hooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, you name it, and you have the best running back duo in the league.
all right. Good point. Casey, real quick. Browns or Jets? Would you like to pick the Jets?
You know, if I wasn't the bigger person here, I might be petty. And I might go with a spiteful pick after someone said terrible, terrible things about one of the greatest receivers of all time.
I
But
didn't
I'm
say
not
anything.
petty.
I didn't say
I'm not
anything
like that.
terrible.
Sounds petty to me.
Okay. Okay. No, it's fine. I'm not mad or anything. Y'all kept bringing up Marvin Harrison, saying he's not the whatever. It's fine. But you know what? Just because I I'm helping the Jets so they don't screw themselves even more. That's what I'm doing. So they're gonna lose.
Okay. I would say Reggie Wayne was
Going with
better
the
than Marvin
Browns.
Harrison. Anyway,
Hot take.
um, Vikings, Saints. Does anybody want to pick the Vikings this week?
The Vikings can go straight to hell.
I
They
mean, Vikings.
hey, the Saints did exactly what I thought they would do and uh, you know, lose. But
That was a weird game. Can we talk about that real quick? Just real quick. The the Saints played like ass. Like Drew was terrible, but it was a close game. That was such a bizarre performance from both sides. And
the,
again, the Chiefs need to be careful. The Chiefs need to be very careful. And I still believe in my take from last week is that they're going about their business like an NBA team. Like call us in January. They're going to get caught. They need to win one more game. They need to win one more game to secure the number one spot. Pittsburgh needs to be careful because if they lose out, they fall to the sixth spot, and then they got to travel on the road after being number one all this time. But anyway, but yeah, I said the Jets need to be fucking careful. And I don't know. I think the Saints should have just sat on it one more week on Drew and make sure that it was 100% sure that he was out. And plus, you're facing now a lesser opponent.
I would love to see the stats on Drew Brees with Michael Thomas versus Drew Brees without Michael Thomas because every time I've seen the Saints without Michael Thomas, especially with Drew Brees, and I think that's because Drew Brees is your typical drop back stationary type quarterback, whereas Taysom Hill can move a little bit. He can make the play if the play's not there. Drew Brees is not making the play if the play's not there. Besides with his arm, of course. Uh, it's interesting, like because Michael Thomas, I think, is out at least to the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, with something
I
or
believe you
another.
are correct.
So that sucks for them, because they were the number one seed in the NFC, and now the Packers have taken that spot, and they don't
And then
look like the
Packers
number
have
one team
taken
in the
that. Yep.
NFC either. But anyway, um, I'm gonna go with of course the Saints. I think we're all collectively going with the Saints because the Vi-
Correct.
the, Vi- the Vikings, bro. I don't know how to feel about the Vikings. Like they should be so much better than they are. They're not. But they played the Packers tough though. I tell you that. They played the Packers tough. But anyway, um, Buccaneers and the Lions. Anybody? Anybody want to go with the Lions? Anybody? Cause
Like
Lions
again,
fans do.
I don't even know if they would.
well, no, I don't think they do. Again, they're like a bunch of their staff is not going to be on the sideline, and I put the Lions in the go to hell category after I picked them a few weeks ago to upset whoever, and they got shut out. So Lions, you can go to hell.
Okay. So besides the Lions fans, the select ones that Casey believes in, um, and of course, all these games Justin agrees with us on these as well. Cardinals and the 49ers. This is an interesting game, but I don't think the Cardinals lose this game. I don't think the Cardinals are as good as we thought they were, but I don't think the Cardinals lose this game because I mean George Kittle will be back, so maybe, possibly, so that's good.
I
But
I do believe he is.
I don't think that's gonna be enough. It's just my opinion. Cardinals win. Anybody else feel like the feel like the Niners can win? Anybody? Anybody?
No.
By the way, the Vikings Saints game is the Christmas Day game, which is cool. They moved the Thursday game to Christmas, which never happens, I don't think. Which is interesting though. So we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games this week, so that's pretty cool.
But having
Um,
a game tomorrow is very weird.
yeah, it is. I mean, not sure why they did that, but why not?
Who
The
knows?
Dolphins and the Raiders. Raiders, Raiders. Come on, man. Come on. Justin picked the Dolphins. Raiders, Raiders. I need the Raider Raid to show up. Now be sport. I don't need to be sport this week. I need to be on point, and I need y'all to get this win because I like Tua. I do, but this ain't his year, okay? So I need the Raiders to come out here and get one because I mean they played well last week. I'm not blanking on who they played, um, but they played
The
well.
Chargers.
the Chargers. They lost, but they played well. Marcus Mariota looked really
I
good.
just
I'm a little surprised with the groin injury that they're going to let Derek Carr run back out there, uh, especially considering how well Marcus Mariota played. Besides that one pick he had, I mean, he played relatively well, and they had chances. I think that didn't their kicker miss a couple of kicks too, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, they had
Yep.
their chances. Marcus Mariota looked
Yep.
amazing to me, in that game. Like he looked like friggin' rookie year Marcus Mariota. He looked great. And like he looked so good that I was like he might get a starting spot next year if he can stay healthy. Um, but anyway, Raiders, I need you. I need you. I need you to come out. If the Raiders could just win this game, I could like coast. I mean, of course, the Ravens got to take care of business. We all know that. But I could coast in terms of after that, after those two games. I don't have to worry about the Colts doing whatever they're going to do this week. I don't have to worry about the Browns doing whatever they're going to do this week. There's one more team, I think. No, I think that's it. The Dolphins. So come on, Raiders, help me. Just help me out. Um, Casey, did the Fins get the W's?
well, see, this is one of them unique games where the Finns could get the wins. They could get the wins. But you see,
What is this
the
accent?
problem is who they're facing. Okay, listen, don't question the accent. Okay, the problem is that they're facing the Raiders and the Raiderade. Okay, and you can't. Sometimes you
Did
can't
that
beat the
did that
Raiderade, but then
accent
again, sometimes
change
the
mid
Finns get
sentence?
the. Just don't judge the accent. Okay. Anyway, sir, I'm trying to talk here, sir.
I
So
didn't know we
the
got a
Finns,
cab driver on this podcast.
so the Finns get the wins if the Raiderade doesn't work, and the Raiderade works if the Finns don't get the wins.
All right.
Please
Wow.
end it.
Uh, can we have that please no box, please? Adam.
God, I gotta gather myself for a second because I don't know. That was like Hispanic and Middle Eastern, all in. You were like Jay Tandasikar from Super Troopers, and uh, anyway, yes, I am. I am with DJ here. Dolphins, you are on the rise. Tua, you got a chance to be good in your career. I need you to just I need you to have a bad game. In the Dolphins defense, I just need you. I need you to not be so
Nail
stuffed.
time.
Emmanuel
Whoop,
Agba,
whoop.
former Brown. I love
Ow.
you.
There's blood. Are you kidding me?
What is happening right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, no idea what the hell just happened.
Did we just take a
It, it,
commercial
it
break or
sounded
something?
like
Like, did the producers cut us off
it
or what?
sounded like it sounded like someone was trying to have a whack pack moment where they were trying to to pleasure themselves in their pee-pees and whatnot. But I mean I've done the same thing in my time. But God, I really I don't know where I left. Yes, Raiders all the way. I need the Raid. Beat them Fins. Beat them Fins.
Fans beat them. Um, moving forward, the Chiefs and the Falcons. All I gotta say is chicken them up, chicken 'em. Uh,
Falcons,
just the
Falcons,
same,
please.
just the same thing. Um, uh, uh,
Falcons.
uh,
Falcons. You can go to hell, Chiefs.
I mean, even if the Falcons get a lead, they gonna blow it. So you got that part of the
Especially, and it's always 17 points. It's always 17 points.
terrible, just terrible. Um,
Terrible.
the Bears and the Jaguars. I'm going with the Bears. Does anybody want to pick the Jaguars to lose the first overall pick?
I'm going to go with the Jag Bears.
Just, just for the just for the drama of the matter, I'm gonna pick the Jaguars because that would be epic for them to have it and then say, "No, hold my beer" and give it back to the Jets. So the Jag Bears.
All right. Interesting game coming up here though. With and it doesn't mean anything, but it's interesting. The Bengals and the Texans. Quite intriguing. Um, like I said, interesting game. Doesn't mean anything, but interesting game nonetheless. With the Bengals and the Texans. Um, Texans, I guess. Possibly. I mean, this could go either way too. I think the Texans are a far better team than their record indicates. They're just missing DeAndre Hopkins. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I think they're a pretty okay team. They're not terrible, not horrible, not awful. But nonetheless, interesting game. I'm going Texans. Let's go to Adam.
See, I part of me like if they had Joe, I would definitely say them. But they did prove something to me last week. Like their give a damn level was off the charts, especially with after that performance. But yeah, I think Houston's going to be play a little pissed off after what happened last week. And plus, I believe this is at Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I'll go with yeah. So I will go with the Texans. I think yeah. Poor Deshaun to lose twice in a goofy manner to the Colts has got to piss him off because there was the muff snap where the guy rolled it on the ground, and then yeah, you had guys fumble it into the end zone twice last week. But yeah, so yeah, I'll go with the Texans. Real quick. Speaking of which, do you know who is interviewing for that job?
Is it Wink? Is that the job Wink's interviewing
Is it
for?
Marvin
Marvin
Harrison?
Lewis.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, so close.
Oh, Marvin can't keep a good
I was
Marvin
I was
down.
going with the tie-in because they're playing the Bengals, and
Ah,
you went to the
so,
other Marvin.
I always go to
So
the other Marvin.
if they hire Mark Lewis, I'm going to text you. By the way, it wasn't Marvin Harrison.
um, let's see.
I choose
Justin
to believe that it was.
Justin went with the Texans. Casey, Bengals or Texans? Casey, Bengals, Texans. Either of them?
The, the
Refs?
the sound went out again.
Oh,
Um, we need to find a system that works. Like real bad. I'm gonna
well,
go with the Bungles
when you
because
when you find one, we'll
even though
use
the
it.
game I'm going with the Bungles because even though this game means nothing, I'm still a Colts fan and I can't pick the Texans. I can't do it. Can't do it. Got to pick outside my division, then back in my division, and then around my division. Got to do the
Well,
Justin way.
speaking of outside the division, speaking of going outside the division in and around the division, I would like to point out that Cleveland is 4-0 against the AFC South and 4-0 against the NFC East.
um,
Eight
Panthers.
eight glorious wins.
Whoa. Oh goodness. Panthers. Washington football team. We literally still have a team named Washington football team at this point. But anyway, that could win the division. I find Washington to be terrible. So, with that being said, Panthers win. Casey.
No, nope. Washington football team, and they're gonna keep that name because it's good luck.
I mean,
The
I
good
guess
luck
that.
just ain't kicked in fully yet. It's just it
I mean,
it,
technically
it
they.
takes it takes a little bit.
I mean,
We're
technically
starting a little bit.
they're in first in the division. I mean, that's better than they've done in the past. What 3 4
I
years?
mean, but
So
look what division they're in. Like,
I mean, it still counts. Okay,
e-
it still counts.
even if you win that division, you still won the division of the worst. Or yeah, you still won the worst division in football. Like that's like being a manager at Walmart. You're still a manager at Walmart.
Shots.
I'm the most
Um,
popular kid in summer school.
Adam.
Exactly.
Uh, See, again, I would feel really good about this game if Alex Smith was playing, but unfortunately, we have the strip club owner that's going to be starting at center. Yeah, so I'm going to go with two glove Teddy.
All right. Um, Broncos. Chargers. Meaningless game again. Would be interesting, I guess, in any other period in the season, but as of right now, not really. I'm going with the Chargers. I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Chargers win. I think the Chargers have the edge. Uh, Justin Herbert has played well in like all of his games except like maybe two, so I think he'll continue that uh, in this one. So go Chargers, go. Speaking of, because I don't think anybody's picked the Broncos all year. Does anybody want to pick the Broncos? I mean, I know they're the same record, but like nobody's picked the Broncos all year.
Uh,
So
I'm going with a spiteful pick because of what they did to my Raiders. So I'm going with the Broncos. Also because this game means nothing.
that's true. It does absolutely mean
That's well enough. That
zero.
Chargers.
All right. Battle for the. I think this is a battle for the NFC East first place spot. I would say crown, but I don't know if that's a crown. Might be Dollar Crown or something. Eagles,
It's a
Cowboys,
Burger King
Burger
crown.
King crown. There you go. Or the medieval times crown. Eagles versus the Cowboys. I think this will be a good game, but at the same time, I could literally see the Eagles absolutely destroying the Cowboys in this game. It could either be a good game or the Eagles just go off. That's the two choices that the Cowboys have here. They can come in, be competitive, and lose, or they can get blown out and lose. I'm going with the Eagles. Casey. Oh
I
my
mean, you
goodness,
know
Justin
how
picked
I'm
the Cowboys.
picking
What's
this
wrong with this man?
one.
Anyway, continue.
You know how I'm picking this one because you know Dak coming back. Coming back. I've been saying it for however many weeks it's been. He's coming back, and they gonna get the dub.
Terrible.
Next year.
By the way, Justin did pick the Cowboys just in case no one heard that. Um, Adam.
What? What?
I would I would click on Adam as I would say Adam as soon
Oh,
as
what
you
is that
say
boy
specifically.
smoking? Love hurts, and love is gonna hurt them cowgirls. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the hot hand, which is Jalen. And I think with that bad defense the Cowboys have, I think Jalen is just gonna feast on them. You know, 300 yards, 160 yards rushing, couple of T dizzles. Yeah, Eagles.
He's gonna be like, I can't stop eating.
Mm.
Uh, the Rams and the Seahawks. I think the Rams are gonna carry in some bad momentum from last week. And I think they're going to lose to the Seahawks bum defense. That's actually a lot better, but I still think they're bums. I think the Seahawks win this game. Justin also says the Seahawks win this game. Adam.
Well, I think the Rams are gonna. They're definitely gonna. They're definitely gonna bounce back after giving the Jets their first win, and they're gonna. Sean McVay is gonna have those guys ready after a bad showing. So I think they bounce back and cap off on the Seahawks' terrible defense.
All right, Casey.
I'm going with the Rams.
Justin actually went with the Seahawks for
For
once. I
those who
can't
don't
believe it.
know, that is what. For those new that don't know, that is what Justin thinks a ram sounds like.
We should have all collectively just went in on one of those toys that spins around and does the animal sounds for Justin. Um, I think that would have been spot on. The Titans
Oh my
and the
God!
Packers. It's gonna be an interesting one too. Once again, this is one of those prove it to me games. Are you as good as you think you are? And for the Titans, this is really a are you a Super Bowl contender game. I mean, this will tell the league are you a Super Bowl contender or are you just coming out of the South more than likely. That's what this game is going to tell you. Because I mean they could compete and lose this game and and still be considered contenders if they can play with the Packers. Uh, but at the same time, they could come out here and lay an egg and look like duds. So I I'm gonna go with the Packers. I don't trust either one of these teams. Um, I really don't. I think the Titans are good, but I think they have their little inconsistent points too. Like when they look bad, they look really bad. Same thing with the Packers. When they look bad, they look really bad. They don't. There's no in between. There's no like, oh, they played hard. They fought. They were right there. They just ran out of time. No, 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 no. No, when they play bad, they play bad. Because who was it? The Saints and the Vikings who blew the doors off of them, if I'm not mistaken. Like when they play bad, they play bad. But I'm gonna go with the Packers just because to take hold of that NFC East. NFC East. I mean, they would definitely take hold of the NFC East. But take hold of the NFC, number one seed. So go Pack, go, I guess. Casey.
Well, normally I don't agree with Justin, but I believe he said it himself. Cheese Kingdom, baby, Cheese Kingdom. So I'm going with the. That's what he says, right? That's what he. It's Cheese Kingdom, right? Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Packers. Cheese Kingdom, baby, Cheese Kingdom.
That boy loves his cheese, I tell you. Um, that's what takes him so long to get from Narnia. But anyway, Adam.
See, and yeah, I'm torn on this game too because there's a lot riding on it for both teams, and like my natural instinct is to pick the Packers because they're at home, but they're I thought their defense was sneaky good, but then like the weeks after that they have just been terrible, and if if Henry if Henry has any type of a game, they can't stop him, and Tannehill can just cruise. But uh, is and DJ, you said it when the Titans are bad, their their bad is really bad. There's no there's a little bit of a drop off in that aspect after last year, but God, I'll say Packers.
All right. Um, Casey, you said the cheeseheads, right? I'm just making sure. Well, I don't know, right?
I said Cheese Kingdom, baby, Cheese Kingdom.
Cheese Kingdom. Yeah, right. Cheese. I think Derrick Henry is what 321 away from the 2,000 yard season, so not too much farther to go. I think he'll definitely get it now. it felt a little bit more far fetched a couple weeks ago, but I think he'll definitely get it now. Like I said, I definitely hope he does. He's a thorn in my side, but I mean, he's I think a historically good running back, so he I think he deserves it. The Bills and the Patriots. It could happen. It could happen. But it probably won't. I think the Bills win this game. I could see the Bills laying an egg just because they've been so hot over the past few weeks. You know, they've been so hot this season. I could see them laying an egg against the Patriots, who are out of the playoffs and kind of playing spoiler. And it'll be interesting to see how Bill Belichick coaches when he's out of the playoffs and kind of has nothing to play for in a way. That'll be interesting, you know, to see what exactly he brings out, what tricks he has, if he tries to play spoiler like people have often had to do, you know, the Bills being one of them, had to do against him. So, I mean, even last year, the Dolphins played spoiler with the Patriots keeping them out of the number one seed, if I'm not mistaken. So, not last year. No, the number two seed with Kansas City. Um, so that's very interesting. But I'm going with the Bills. I could see an upset here. I just think it's highly unlikely. I'm going with the Bills. Casey.
That is still so weird that we're referring to to the Patriots winning as an upset because what? Uh, but it's not going to be an upset. Bills are going to win. I think they're on a roll. You know, especially after winning last week and now winning the division for the first time since '95. That's really gonna, I think, push them to want to really prove that they deserve where they are, and I think they do. So yeah,
All right, Adam, if you're there, is Adam
I think Adam is going with the Buffalo Billions.
Buffalo Bill? I
Ah,
think he
damn
went
it, he
to
went to Narnia too.
I think he went to Narnia. I think that's what it was. Him and Justin having a meeting in Narnia. Um, you know. But I mean, I don't know. This is an interesting week because it's like it's weird. There's certain games, and I guess that's how week 16 and week 17 is most of the time. There's certain games where there's like, this is a really big game. Like you gotta watch this game. Then there's other games where you're just like, well, they could have just gave them a week off. Like it's like they could have literally just
That's
been like,
just
you know what?
filler.
Nope. They just needed games. You just need a game to play in Denver. That's all that is. Like, but real quick before we get
I
to
mean, WWE does it all the
that's true. That they have like literal shows that are all filler. Um, but real quick while Adam gets back, uh, if you are watching us on Facebook, you can watch us on YouTube if you prefer YouTube, whatever you like. Or you can listen to us Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, etc., etc., etc.,
Oh,
etc., etc.,
Jesus
etc.,
Christ.
etc., etc. Oh, sorry. I was dancing and
Whew.
singing, but nonetheless, Adam is back from Narnia. He had a big
No,
ooh.
I was, yeah, I had a talk with Justin, and he said that he wants the Chiefs to lose every game from here on out. He's not a fan anymore. No, just kidding.
He said the Bills, by the way, just in case you didn't catch that while you were in Narnia with him. Um, he said Bills.
And no, I was messaging you guys. And I messaged in the group. Then I messaged Casey. I'm like, tell TJ if he gets to be, I'm picking the Bills.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Nobody
Oh,
wants to
DJ,
face
he's
that
picking the
team.
Bills.
Nobody wants to. Yeah, nobody wants to face that team right now. They're playing too good.
All right, all right. I could see a potential letdown, just a little bit. I can see they're too hot. They're too hot. And once you get too hot, you start to burn a little bit. They're too hot. I can see it. But if they were to lose, I think this will be the time to do it. So they can kind of respond and get back on track. If they were going to lose, I don't think they will. But nonetheless, um, definitely a should be an interesting week this week. Like I was telling Casey while Adam was gone, there's certain games this week where it's like, yeah, you gotta watch that game. Then there's other games like you just really needed something to play in Denver, didn't you? Like that's literally it. But nonetheless, um, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll be a jolly person next week. With the Ravens on top of, I mean, it could be the Colts, it could be the Browns, it could be the freaking Dolphins. I don't care. I could care less who it is. I could care less. But anyway, um, that's all I gotta say. Nonetheless, thank everybody for coming by. Of course, like always. Um, definitely was fun. We'll be back with another video at some point. For those of you watching, hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, however you're going to be with your family, enjoy them, and virtually, in person, whatever you're going to do. Be safe out there, have fun, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Uh, be merry. Open up all your gifts. Send some to us if you want. That's, I mean, we got room. We got room. Maybe not a lot, but we got room. But nonetheless, definitely hope you
We
guys enjoyed. Um,
we accept gifts.
yep, and not bribes, just gifts. But anyway,
We accept cash donations as well.
yeah, we do. We do.
Ha- happy Chanukah to my Jewish friends out there.
There we go. There we go. Everybody, we got everybody covered out here.
Happy Chanukah.
Anyway, um, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys on whatever the next video may be. Appreciate Casey, Adam, DJ. That's me. For coming by. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.